Okay, so we're basically live to go. Let me try that again. We're basically ready to go live whenever you are.
Cool, yeah, I'll just switch over now then.
Awesome, brilliant. Full disclosure, we're actually capturing all of the audio through your stream. That includes me talking.
Yes, that's fine.
Okay, cool beans. In which case, yeah, let's do this thing.
Nice. Okay, then you can switch it over now.
Hey guys, welcome to UKSM Mini, the first minithon, we like to call it, which is really just a one-day long speedrun marathon. The first run that we're going to have today is going to be Rayman playing the original Rayman, which is a game that I used to love in my childhood, so I've been really looking forward to this. He's going to be doing the any percent category, but before I let Rayman take it away with Rayman, I'd just like to say, please do remember that over the course of the day, we are trying to raise money, not for special effect this time, but for Mind UK. So if you want to help support a fantastic charity who is doing all they can to raise awareness about mental health issues and trying to get people the treatment they need, then please just do !donate in the chat and you'll be able to do that. But for now, Ray Mandicoot, I'm going to hand it over to you. Please make sure to give us a countdown so that
Of
we can
course.
start our timer properly.
Yeah, that's fine. So, before I start, this is the USA version of the PS1 because there's actually many versions. There's like the PAL version, the USA version. This is the USA version, so it's actually I think faster than the PAL version. So there are quite a bit of differences to be had there. And this is also on an emulator. So this is the RetroArch emulator. It's the main one we use, and it's not got any penalizations because the load times are very close. Other than that, I'm ready to go now. That's my little explanation. Over. So I'm gonna count down from 5 or 10. What would you prefer?
5 words.
Okay, 5 then. All right. So we're going to start in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, so we are off and we are beginning our journey on Pink Plant Woods. For most of this level, we don't even have power-ups, so I just got to get to my first Batida screen and be able to punch things. So there's not much about this screen, just a few basic jumps. And we're already there. Simple screen. So this one, we actually have to come back to this screen later in the one because there are cages up above, up there, that I cannot reach that because I don't have the necessary power up, so I will be coming back much later for those. I can't start getting cages until the third screen. And those photographers there are checkpoints, but I won't be getting them if I can help it. Ooh, I was going for a little strat there called the Plum Walk, but unfortunately I missed it. It saves me hanging. And here's my first power up. I can now punch things. So the one now actually begins, you could say. And off we go, onto the next screen. Yeah. I love it when Rayman says yeah at the end of each screen. One of my favourite things about this game. So there are 3 cages on this screen. One here, one in the middle, and one towards the end of the screen. I'm going to do a few mini jumps here so I can get up fast to this section without really stopping. That was pretty nicely done. This is all the calm section of the one at the moment. Like, it really starts to ramp up when I get to Bandan. I'm sure many of you have heard about Bandan. I'm going to do a little sub jump here, just to jump over the hammer. And that's my 3 cages for the screen. And that will be all for Pink Plant Woods until I return later. And now we move on to Angus Lagoon. Yeah, the yeah noise is great, isn't it? I love it. So I'm going to do a little plum punch inside the pram, so I keep moving with the pram. Then I'm going to punch this cage and jump over the hammer at the same time. Like that, which is pretty nice. Now I'm going to do a little crouch and damage abuse past the hunter. And that's this screen. Oh no, 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 no. I didn't mean to do that. Okay, I just accidentally stopped my own timer, but I carried it on. Right, so
Is now a good time for donations?
Next screen would probably be good for donations because there's not much happening on that. It's an auto scroller. But if you want to read now, go ahead because this is a little boss. So.
In that case, we've got £5 from Infinity Gene. Good luck on the run, Jamie. Donating £5 toward a great cause. Also, Scopsgasm. Mintopia also £5, but no comment.
That's the best emote. Thank you for the donation, Gene. I always appreciate you donating. You're so generous to the Rayman community. And thank you for the donation. So this is the first auto scroller. There's actually a few things to note about this one. Like, I have to be on the right side of the screen each time it speeds up and slows down to get the fastest possible screen. So that's why you'll see me going left and right quite a bit. This is a slow bit, unfortunately. Also, I'm going to grab a life here by sticking to the top. Because why not? And then it's going to speed up as soon as I touch this green thing, whatever it is. And then as soon as I reach the hunter, I'm going to go right, and it's going to speed up again now. So there are a few things to do on auto scrollers where you can increase your speed. And that's pretty much the gist of this screen. And then I stick to the middle here, because if you go far right, it's a really slow transition to the end sign. And now we're on our next spectator screen. And now we'll be able to hang on things. Technically, this would be enough to now complete Pink Plant Woods, but I'm still not going to come back until I actually have one. Because when I have the running ability, that is when things really start to pick up. And again, I can't get all the cages here because I don't have the necessary abilities to. And here's another auto-scroller. Pink Plant Woods has quite a few auto-scrollers. This one is probably one of the longest ones, I'd say. And we are basically escaping a rising flood out of nowhere. We plant a flower and all of a sudden we have this mad flood coming for us. Rayman logic. So there's a few cages on this screen as well. There's one up the top there. And that's the two cages of the screen. The next screen is actually a pretty difficult one, and it's where it really starts to ramp up. I'm gonna try and go for a reasonably difficult strat and hopefully get it. But if I do die, don't be surprised because it's difficult. Okay, and that is this screen. We are away from the flood. And there's a life there that we just don't bother going back for, really. So there, this screen's hard. I'm gonna have to focus a little bit for this one. I'm gonna punch this pram, turn around, and damage abuse. Oh no, I've done it wrong, unfortunately. That is a real shame. I'm gonna have to do this the backup way then. Ah, dear. I didn't get it, unfortunately. I went too far. It's not one of my good screens in the one, unfortunately. I got the backup at least. And I'm gonna try and jump on this cycle. No, I didn't manage that either. Oh well. There's a lot of small optimizations in this game, and it's quite easy to miss them. So, there's a cage in this screen, and in order to spawn it, I've got to jump all the way up here to spawn it. There's a lot of like points in this game that you have to activate. Oh, that is unbelievably unlucky. I'm gonna have to die now. That's not my fault. That is just pure bad luck. So you have to jump on this high up flower, but there's a chance that it just doesn't line up and you can't make it. There was no way I was in a position to make that. It's incredibly unlucky to be in that scenario. And yeah, that was very unlucky. There was no way I would get the height for that. So yeah, that is completed. That is the first one you can actually complete the whole way. It's a shame I've died twice already, but you know what marathons are like. So there's a lot of jumping over spikes and stuff on the screen, and a lot of rating on a plum ride, a little chill plum ride. So yeah, there's a cage at the end of this river as well. So I'm going to charge up my fist, and as soon as it appears on the screen, I will release. And there's the cage. And there's actually a hard start for this one that I don't know too well, so I'm going to go for like the mini one, which is this. And I'm going to damage abuse past him, so I don't have to wait. Then I get to ride this plum, which is pretty fun. And I took it pretty far actually. That was pretty cool. Then a punch on this mini tune and jump over him. Anti-tune. And I'm done. And this next screen is really hard because it's a one cycle and it's easily failable. And I don't know if I'm going to get it. It's where I basically ride all of these flowers without stopping. And I'm already not lined up for it, unfortunately. I was too far over. I knew not to go for that. In order to get that one cycle, you have to be like far left of the flower at the start. If you're not, then you already can't make it. A few cages on this screen as well. As you saw, I already got one at the start. There's another one coming up. And for this one, I'm actually going to do a little cycle manipulation by turning around to my left, briefly at this point, and then turn right, and I should line up this plum like this. Because if you go there without stopping, it's always far away. So I got that manipulation, which is cool. And this cage here can be annoying if you get it wrong. But I seem to have got the plum punched pretty well this time. So sometimes you can take a really long time there if you don't punch it right, because then it keeps bouncing all over the place. Very, I would say one of the more difficult cages in the game actually. At least for Pink Plantwood. So now on another auto-scroller, so if there are any more donations to call out, go ahead. Because there's not much going on here. Just running away from the mosquito.
We do indeed have a £5 donation from Pantabuggle. Good luck with the marathon, and good luck, Jamie. Marathon PB incoming.
Thank you, Buggle. That's another one of my loyal viewers, by the way, so I appreciate you donating to UKSM. I've maximized his volume. I can't change that, unfortunately, any more than I can when I have it set to. I don't know why it's lower.
Hopefully that's a little
better.
better.
That's better. That's much better. Okay, that's fixed. I don't know why they were so much quieter than earlier. It made no sense. So there, this is just a small screen. Nothing much going on here. Just dodging a few piranhas. Agreed, it is. And here is our final boss of the Dream Forest. So there's a lot of left and right involved on this screen to speed up the boss fight. Basically, if you're on the right side of the screen, he will drop things quicker. If you right in the middle or right on that one side, it's a really long way. Like there, I kind of forgot there, so it can happen. Oops. Oh no. Okay, so I've already made a mistake. There is a lot to remember on this boss fight actually, and it's not uncommon to forget a damage. So I rated from that damage because I wanted him to be at the top twice. If you were to damage him immediately, he would only be at the top once, and you would basically be waiting even longer to be able to damage him again. But yeah, we are nearly out of the Dream Forest now, and we're going into the notoriously hard Bandand. It is a huge difficulty spike compared to this, so things really start to ramp up now. And we will get our next. Yes, Bandand is definitely hard. And this is where we get our ring power up, a very important power up, because this is where I can start doing some speed techs called speed docking, where I hold either up or down instead of left or right, and it carries the momentum of my swing. I'll try and show you it now. Like that. It's going to be very necessary to use for one of the cages in Bandand, because it's actually intends for you to return when you have the running power up, but we actually skip that with a speed dock, so we save a lot of time. And let's see if I can get this. And that's the first cage there. That's not the intended way to go, by the way. They're actually meant to go all the way around and spawn some clouds, but we don't do that. We manipulate it in a completely different way. And I did get the faster cycle here, which is nice. It's a pretty horrible section to mess up, because otherwise you have to go slow for the rest of the screen. And this next one is got a really big skip, and also a pretty dangerous one too. Like, if you get it wrong, you just die. But it saves you going all the way to the left and coming back on a cloud. Yeah, I love that. I love the design of the enemies and just everything about Bandand. So here's the hard strat coming up now. I damage abuse and I jump through these spikes and get straight to the cage. And I did get it, so I'm pretty happy with that. I have failed that quite a lot before, so I'm really happy to get it in the marathon. Also, you can jump here and collect the P. So you can get the health refill just by jumping below it. And this is an interesting screen because there's a few strats here. I'm going to first do one called the task balls, where I basically go slightly right of the photographer to start the cycle, and then I'm going to try and catch it now. And I got task balls, very nice. You basically don't have to fight their way through all the chocolate balls, and you just go straight down. And then there's another skip at the top of the screen called the zip, where I have to basically jump at the correct point next to the wall to go really fast upwards. And I unfortunately didn't get it, but we'll try again. That's the same. It's a hard one though, so I just jumped slightly too late. Maybe we can get it second time. Okay, there we go. That's what I was intending to do. It's really cool. It saves quite a bit of time to get, but if you do fail, it's like a 15-second time loss. But we got it second time, so I'm happy. So on this screen, I mentioned about speed docks earlier. I'm going to be showing you why speed docks are so good in this category and why they're so necessary. Because this cage is impossible to get without speed docking. So here's the cage here. And I can reach this cage because of the speed gain from the speed dock. It's really a really fun strat. I really love the things found in this game. And there are screens with a lot more rings later where it really gets challenging to speed dock. There's a mini optimization here too where you can jump over the anti-tunes, but it's tight and if you fail you have a good chance of dying, so just for marathon safety I'm not going to save a few frames. Okay, and here's the next big skip. I'm going to damage abuse, and I'm going to stop through a few spikes and reach this cage here. Normally, we'd be made to go all the way to the other end of the screen, go mini, and then go all the way back here, mini, to get this cage, and it is so long. I'm unfortunately dropping some frames, I apologise. I don't know why it's suddenly done that. Is it bad on your end? Okay, it's cleared up now. It stopped.
It's not too bad on our end.
Okay, good there. It's actually just cleared up. It was just like a niggle. So there, that's the strat there. It's a very big time save to go for that. You don't want to go the long way, trust me. It's so long. It's also actually quite scary too, because when you're mini, things are much harder to, like, make. Okay, there. Thankfully, that was just a small moment. My internet was just being slower. It happens. There's no such thing as perfect internet. So, the next cage is all the way down here. I'm going to try and get it with one punch, but I have to throw my fist right before I land. And it's quite a tough one. Like so. I just punched it slightly too high. Okay, I got it a second time. And I'm doing a little damage abuse here. Not the optimal way, but it's a way I'm comfortable doing. The optimal way is to actually jump in a small window above them and turn around. But if you miss, you have a chance of falling through a gap and dying. And this next screen, I'm actually going to damage abuse through this giant rather than go over him, like so. It's a very cool skip. And there, we are nearly at the end of Bongo Hills now. I'm going to get a P at the top here because I want all my health back. And now we have full health again. Ideal for damage abuses because there are a few of those in the dreaded Allegro Presto, which is next. And that's Bongo Hills. You know what? I'm going to try the Allegro clip once, and if I don't get it, I don't get it. Unfortunately, did not get it. It's really, really hard to skip. Very hard. It saves a lot of time to get, but it's a really hard clip to get because it's got solid ground beneath it. Clips work much easier when there isn't solid ground beneath. So this screen's a bit of back and forwards actually. Like they're gonna see me whiz past a low down cage to get another one first, because I need the speed to get up this. Oh no, that's not gone well. Oh no! I messed up. That's a shame. Okay, let's try this again. This is a tough cage. I'm really upset that this has happened. It's a horrible situation to be in. So I'm just gonna have to switch up now. Okay, there we go. I got it for a try. That's a tough cage. But we got there in the end. So this screen it's a fun little screen, but also quite a challenging one, because this climb is quite a pain if you haven't done it before. It's got some very tight jumps. And I'm going to go for a thing now called God Clip, which I unfortunately did not get. You basically spam the crouch as you go down and you have a chance to clip through an entire section of the level. Okay, I got the fast cage here, that was nice. That's a pretty tight jump too, like if you jump too early you can just get damaged and lose all the speed. Okay, and that's this screen done. And the next one is a notoriously hard one. And I went for a little sub jump there to activate the cage, which someone higher up in the community taught me. At least I got it first time as well. And yeah, next we're going to spawn some chocolate balls, and then we're going to climb all the way up to another cage. I forgot to mention there's 102 cages in this category, by the way. I knew I forgot to mention something. But yeah, that's how many cages I need to get in order to get to Mr. Dark and defeat him. Now I'm going to do a few little mini climbs, because the fast rat is just too nerve-wracking for me to go for, unfortunately. That was a pretty good section there though. And I'm going to skip some of these jumps by gaining a lot of speed and jumping to the spawn points, like so. You're actually meant to jump to that cloud on the left there, but you can just jump out and spawn the end sign, so you don't have to do that. And here I'm going to do a clip that cuts off like half the level. And this is a fast and pretty difficult screen actually, so I'm going to have to focus a bit here. It's fun to watch though if you get it right. And this is pretty good so far actually. And yeah, that was a pretty fast screen. Nice. Too much happens too fast in this game to explain it sometimes. I'm sorry. It's hard to keep up with the chatting and everything going on. And now we get the heady power up, which allows us to hover greater distances. A very key power up for later on. So next would be Gong Heights, but we're actually coming back to Gong Heights later because we're getting a speed power up to get through it easier and faster. So we're going to just go straight to the Blue Mountains now. And now I'm going to do some speed docks here to get me some greater speed along the rings. I'm gonna go for this golden jump as well, and I got it. Nice. That's a really tight jump. You need a good scenery cue for that one. And this is another auto. Well, this is actually the first auto-scroller / normal screen. Like, it becomes an auto-scroller when I meet Mr. Stone, who is a boss later on in this zone. And here he is. Say hi to Mr. Stone. He is now going to chase me down, and I'm going to obviously run away. I'm going to be using him to boost me beyond a section that you would be made to do normally. It's a big time save to get it. So I'm going to use him here to damage boost me. The same thing happens with the rings. If you hold up during being hit, you keep your speed. Train. I'm also going to do it again here. And then I'm going to use this ring too. And just catapult myself across the stage. It's really fun when you learn these techs. There is faster ways to do it, but that's still a pretty fast one. So, you don't get cages here until later. And now I'm going to do another death abuse. Because there's a cage down here. And that's unfortunate, I got hit the wrong way. And then I'm going to death abuse and be back to the start. Saving me going all the way back. So this screen's quite interesting too, because I'm going to cut off like half of the end section completely by just dropping down to some rings. And then I'm going to speed duck across those too. So I'm going to duck under these, drop down, hover, throw my fist, speed duck into the end sign. Really fun. I love that bit. It's fun. So there's a few cages on this screen. I actually have to go back on myself here when I get this mini P. It spawns a cloud necessary to get a high up cage. There's a lot of cages in this game where you could easily miss. That's what makes this a challenging game. Like, cages are in really awkward spots. Hello, Frextara. So, Frextara is the world record holder of this category, if anyone doesn't know. He is an incredible runner at this game. And we all look up to him. And unfortunately, I missed that cloud. But I have a speed fist, so I should be able to just throw a fist directly to the cage. As so. I'm gonna try and do a little manip here with this cloud on coming up to my right, where I just catch the cycle like so. So far, this isn't going too bad. Bar a few deaths I had early game, but it does happen. I'm still pretty happy with the one overall, and as long as everyone is enjoying, I'm happy about it too. So I'm going to do a damage abuse on this right hunter here, just to skip me further through all these obstacles. And that's that screen. Okay, and this one has a very important death abuse that cuts off like half of the level by doing so. There's also a small optimization there called I'm not sure, I think it's just called the rock skip, but it saves like a second or two, and it's quite a precise one, and I'm not willing to go for it in a marathon. So I'm going to spawn the cage here, then I'm going to jump up, take some damage, get the checkpoint because I need to death abuse back here, then I'm going to jump all the way down to this cage because we need this cage. As you know, it's in a goal. And then I'm going to death abuse in this spike here. And we've now got that cage and we can continue. This next section's pretty tricky actually if you want to like go relatively fast, because there's a few damage abuses up here to really speed you up going through these spikes here. And it's this guy here who is most likely to kill you going for this. And I'm pretty confident I got it, hopefully. This guy is a pain too, like, you can easily get hit by him. But I did it safely, I didn't die, so I'm definitely happy with that. And I threw up my fist as I dropped down, so I literally hit the activation point at the exact time. Very cool little thing, that. And now, we are on our first super helicopter screen, I think it's called. Where it basically allows you to hover for infinite amounts of time. There is a way to gain speed from this, if you like gain speed and just hold up and it keeps your speed. I know it could be a bit faster than that, but at least gain some speed out of it. Then there's an important P down here to go for, because this is the worst screen if you don't have health. This is a really hard screen. Like, I would easily say this is one of the hardest screens in the game to optimize. And then I jump and throw my fist there, so I can skip through these spikes here. And that cycle is really hard to catch. I've actually barely ever been able to catch that, so I'm not going for it. And then I continue to my next cage, dodging all these spikes. There are lots and lots of spikes here. And then there's another cage down here. Oops. Didn't mean to do that. And there's our next cage. I'm gonna grab that P if I can. Ooh. Suppose that works as a damage abuse. Not intended, but it worked. Yeah, this is a hard one. Like, you're gonna really struggle on this first time when you start learning this game. It's notoriously difficult. It's certainly ended many people's runs as well. But I did that pretty well, so. And on this screen, you have to use the helicopter to chop down the boulders and stop this thing basically drowning you. For the first ever time visit, you wouldn't actually probably know what to do here. I know when I first did this as a kid, I didn't have a clue how to do this screen. But that's how you do it. You have to chop the loose bits of rope with the hair. Then we do a we start off about three winds of the fists, and then we throw and drop down, so we just don't have to go down for that cage. That's a pretty precise one, I'd say. Like, it's easy to overcharge the fist or undercharge it. And now I'm going to go for a damage abuse to get me up here straight away. This is another auto-scroller. One of many, as you've already seen. I have to go left this time, because I need to get this cage. And I then need to jump left in order to spawn the necessary clouds to continue. There's another auto-scroller section coming up, so if there's any more donations to read out, go ahead. Because auto-scrollers, you know. Or not.
Donation at the moment. But remember guys, if you would like to donate, then it's !donate in the chat.
Yep, thank you. So there is a small optimization to jump for the second cloud, but it's actually very miserable, and you don't want to have to do this screen all over again. Auto-scrollers are the worst screens to have to redo. So here I'm going to wind my fist up and hopefully get some pretty good speed across this section. Very nice too. I could have gone a slight bit further, but it's really precise to get through that gap. I was pretty happy with the speed I gained from that snow anyway. So I'm going to use my fist again to give me a little speed boost. Oh. And there's another cage down here. Now there is a faster way to do this section up above, but I still haven't figured it out yet. So I'm still going to have to just grab on each ledge and jump over. It's pretty precise to not spawn each of these rocks anyway, from my experience. And there's another cage down here. It's very easy to go wrong. Like if you were to go on that left gap, you would just basically fall to your death. So we're nearly at the end of Stone's Peaks with our final boss fight, which is Mr. Stone. Oop, that was a little bit sketchy, but we're fine. We can get our health back from our life over here anyway. And that's that screen. Now we're on to Mr. Stone. Lots of damage abuses here. First, we immediately damage abuse through him here. And then I will be jumping into falling rocks to damage abuse him again. It's pretty cool, the damage abuses on this boss fight. Hopefully I get them all. I'm gonna wait a little bit for this one, because sometimes if you do it too soon, you just don't get to reactivate this rock to hit him with, and it just doesn't work. So I always wait slightly. And this is the tough, what I would call the toughest one, where you jump on a fast moving rock, hover, and then punch him. You absolutely must hover to punch him there, because if you hit him mid-air, he does his thing called, that we like to call Mr. Stone on vacation, and if that happens, he won't come back to the screen for like a whole 3 minutes. So you have to hover and wait a little while before throwing your fist. And that's Mr. Stone, taken down very quickly. And this is where we would say the run truly begins, because now we can actually run. And this is where I said earlier about going back to levels. This is where I start going back to levels. So there, we can now run. Things start to really speed up now. So we are first of all going to go back to Twilight Gulch and get all the cages. So this is where we go back behind here. I'm going to do a few damage abuses. I'm going to punch that cage as I jump up. And then there's another cage over here. All these cages are really close together. So this is where we get them all. Gonna hopefully damage speed dock across to go with him. Another cage down here. And the cage after this is a notoriously hard cage, because this ring has been placed in a very horrible place by the devs. It's very precise, and I unfortunately just slightly missed it. And I slightly missed it again. That's unfortunate. Okay, I got it third time. That is a really hard ring to get. And now, for the final cage, I'm going to Death Abuse down here. This is a really cool one. Oh no, Rayman is falling to his death. Whatever will we do? We'll just go back to the back sign and carry on. That's a fun thing to do. Especially seeing Rayman with his like terrified face. So this screen has 4 cages. There's one immediately at the start, and boy is this screen a hard one. Absolutely no room for error on this screen. I unfortunately lost my one, so I didn't get to catch this cycle. There's another cage down there after this one as well. I'm just going to drop immediately down for this cage. Sorry, I'm a little focused because this screen's scary. And then this is the final cage of the screen. And now we just got to rush through to the end without dying, ideally. Oh god, that was tight. You can catch that with a one cycle like I did, but it can be sketchy if you're in the wrong place at the wrong time. And I was definitely a bit lower than I could have been. And again, we are on an auto scroller. What a surprise!
Oh, would this be a good time for donations?
It absolutely would be.
In that case, we've got £5 from Nanaki Emmy. Good luck to all runners. Hope to see a few PBs. And £5 from J-Dub. Let's go!
Thank you for the donations, everybody. I'm really enjoying this so far, and I hope that I've been explaining well enough for you. This is my first ever time doing this, so I hope it's satisfactory. There's a lot of things to dodge on this screen. It's definitely the scariest auto-scroller. So, normally you'd be made to go all the way down and around all those clouds, but you can actually just run directly to the end time. Okay, so, we're now on to Mr. Sax's. Normally there's a boss fight here, but we don't go for it. We just use the backside. I'm gonna do a thing called lightning skip now as well. And I got it. Nice. So that skips the entire section by damage abusing onto a cloud and going straight to the top. Then I actually go back this way to get remaining cages. Then I'm going to do a thing called clipping, which I wasn't able to show you too much of earlier because I failed them all. There's like a precise spot where you can drop down here. I'm not getting this. There we go. Oh no, that's a horrible thing to happen. That can happen too. You just basically carry on. Uh-oh, okay. I'm making mistakes. That's the same that happened. This is the way they're meant to go, but it's not the way I wanted to go. I just didn't expect to drop in that quickly and I missed the deads, unfortunately. But we got it. And this is a really fast section, I love it. It's like the fastest bit in the game, I swear. I just love going along there at super speed. Using my fist to give me extra speed. So I'm going to go for another clip here. So basically you can clip on like the edge of each slope. And I got that pretty quickly, which is nice. Then I'm going to okay, that's good, yeah. I was going to hit the moth and then jump over him and just go straight for the cage. If you get slowed down by him, he is a huge pain. So I'm now doing a thing called speed storage, and I'm not the best for explaining this, but the gist is you basically carry the speed you gain from like a rolling animation, and if you don't walk into a wall or lose it again, you keep it. And in order to use the speed storage, I have to do it on an event, which is a moving object. In this case, it's a plum that I'm going to use it on now. Hopefully I don't jump too early. And that's the speed storage. I skip an entire section by getting straight up to this vine. It saves like a whole minute, by the way. And unfortunately I forgot to damage abuse, but whatever. Now I have to death abuse and go back to the start. Then there's a final cage up here. And that's Mosquito's Nest with a cool speed storage strat. Much respect to the Rayman community for finding a cool strat. Because the old way was a thing called the plum skip, and you would punch the plum back left and then bring it back to the right at such a speed that allows you to get up the top, but it's much more difficult than this strat. And now we are getting the remaining cages on the forest again. So the the cages I said I couldn't reach on the second screen, I am now going to get them. Very fast, hopefully. There's a damage abuse on the hunter there that I'm going to go for. Hopefully I can get that. Okay, here we go. So, normally we would get the P, but actually it's best to skip it, because on the next... Okay, I got that wrong. On the next level, I need to death abuse, and if I have too much health, it's much slower death abusing, so I skipped the P for that reason. Oop, that was a bit slow. And that's the last cage. And the next screen is, we're just going to race through it because we now have all the cages. We got all the cages here on the first pass, so we don't need to do much here. Just gotta go fast. Gotta go fast. Hovering over everything that we couldn't before. There is a cool little small optimization that I got, which is called the vine skip, where if you hover at the precise time, you actually don't grab the vine, you just fly through. And I got it, so nice. And that's all the backtracks done. We now continue to the dreaded Pixar City. Things get really hard now. This screen especially. So this is where I'm going to do that death abuse I mentioned earlier. Oh, I accidentally lost my speed storage there. Okay, here we go. So I'm now going to death abuse, and when I do, I'm actually going to go through the backside. The reason I'm doing this is because it actually gives me my speed fist back. Because we're going to use a speed fist for a cool strat called the 50-50 cage. Which is a few screens from now on. If I don't die, I keep my speed fist. So basically, not dying is the hard bit here. This is a very hard screen. So we can just damage through those and instead of punch every single one into the ink. The ink of doom. Doom! Oh, I bonked and I lost my fly, but I saved it. I saved it. That was close. Yeah, you don't want to bonk here because you used your hover. And nice, I caught that cycle. So then I'm gonna hang here because that way I can bypass this sharpener easier. I'm gonna play it just a little bit safer here because I really want to carry my fist through. Okay, I'm happy with that. We didn't die on the screen. That's nice. It's a scary screen. And for this screen, there is a jump I need to do to activate the... Hello? Oh, okay, I did that wrong. There we go. To activate the mini power, I need to get this cage. I just didn't jump in the right spot. It's so precise, some of these activation points, it's crazy. You'll learn to hate them when you first start playing. That's all I can tell you. And I'm going to speed dock all the way across this section, which is pretty nice. This is a pretty small screen, there's not much here. It's a net screen where a lot happens, really. And it's also where my speed fist I mentioned about, it comes into a power of its own. For the 50-50 cage. So this cage wouldn't normally be reachable. But with the speed fist we can reach it. And the reason we call it the 50-50 cage is because it doesn't always reach that first time. Sometimes you can take several attempts to hit it, but I was lucky and I got it first punch, so... 50-50 cage was nice this time. Now I'm going to do a damage abuse through here. And get this cage. And for this next section, you would be intended to do it mini, but we're not going to do it mini. We're going to come back, because it's much easier to do it as Big Rayman. I mean everything I say. And now we come back, because we got all the cages, and we are now... Oh, I shouldn't have done that, I just realised. But you know what? Actually, I don't want to go for this damage abuse on the boss that risks soft locking the game, so I'm quite happy to not go for that. Hopefully I can conserve my health to go for 2 damage abuses on the next screen. There's a really hard strat called the 99 ting strat here, where you carry enough tings into the screen and you get this one ting at 99 tings and refill the health. It's a really hard strat though, and I've never been able to put off maintaining that many tings before. Oh, and then we're gonna punch all these Dinyans out of our way, because they're annoying. Then we have to activate this, go mini, go big, and complete the screen. And now we are on our first boss in Pixar City, where the first phase is actually fighting 2 of her minions, I guess you could say. So I'm gonna wind my fist up and be prepared to hit him as soon as he lands. Like so. Then I just spam punch him and he will eventually just be defeated. And this form is completely RNG. Oh no, that's unfortunate. It's RNG because he can throw the bombs out at a really random spot, and that was just not... I was not dodging that. So I can only go for 1 damage abuse now, I'm afraid. But I'll still show you one of them. So here would be one of 3 possible damage abuses. I'm gonna run into the end of the screen and throw my fist at her face like that when I get catapulted high enough to hit her head. And now I have to wait for these, unfortunately, because I didn't carry enough health through. Partly my own fault for not taking note of my health earlier. But that's why the 99 ting strat is a really good one, because you can get the health refilled by them. By that 1 ting. And here we can just cheese it completely by just crouching instead of jumping over all of these swords. And then one more. Well, this next damage abuse would be the one that risks soft locking the game if done incorrectly, but because I can't go for it, I can't soft lock. So that's always I guess a plus in a marathon scenario. 1 ting or another. Yes. And that's Viking Mama. There's actually 2 variants of her in this. There is the much harder Space Mama to come later. And now we are on to Pentru Pentatheron, where the first cage is a death abuse. Provided I don't fall off immediately. So this cage is a death abuse and I'm going to do it on the tip of that pen. Dead! Then I'm going to do a little skip from the sign here. Oh, I didn't get it. It's quite tight actually. Oh, I keep going for it though because it looks cool. Okay, 3rd attempt. You just skip that section to the right. I didn't gain any time though because I failed it 3 times. You gotta go for cool things in the speedrun though, right? Then there's another cage down here. And that's all the cages on this screen. And now we're coming up to a ring that I consider to be purely RNG. sometimes the ring just doesn't work if you get a thing called the pixel, I think. Other runners have said. And it just doesn't grab you and it just kills you. It's happened to me 2 runs in a row before actually, so at least it didn't happen this time. Where the ring just didn't work. Then I'm going to speed dock to the end sign. And this next screen is... okay, no, it's a screen after I'm thinking of. This is a long screen, this one. I'm going to do a few damage abuses here just to speed up the process a bit. I'm also going to do a little clip through the... there's a cage up ready, so I'm going to try and clip through these pencils. Like so. Okay, we got the clip. So then it should line up for me to just jump straight off. I don't know what happened to my hover input there, but it just didn't happen. So here's another little skip. Where you can just punch through those. I didn't get it first time, but I got it second. And here's the damage abuses I was talking about. Just so I don't have to slow down here. Because there's a P up here that I like to go for. Ooh, I missed it. It's not the most optimal way, there is a much faster strat than this, but I've not actually quite learnt it yet, so... I would say, compared to most of the runners in this community, I'm still a fairly newer one, but I've learnt the game pretty quickly. And this is a tough section here, like, if you get stuck here, you're probably gonna end up dying. Those spikes are unforgiving. And I'm gonna damage abuse through this anti-tune, because you don't want to wait 10 years for him to come along. And then more spikes, yay! Fun. and this guy, well, I should be able to just jump actually, because he seems far away enough. Yep. And then there's one more cage to activate here. I have to go back as soon as I do. That cage has been easily missed before, because people will just go straight to the end sign and be like, what was it? And it was a cage. And this next screen is an interesting one, and I've already gone wrong. There's a bunch of rubbers I've got to weave through to get to the bottom. And I'm gonna do... okay, I'm gonna do so by hovering my way down. Unfortunately, it didn't work out. Oh dear. Sorry. It's a hard section. Okay, we got there. No. Oops. Okay, that was really stuffy, but we at least got through. There is actually a quick way of doing that, but I'm not really able to explain it. So for that section there, with all the pencils you got to jump through, just don't run down the ink, just walk. If you run, you are too fast and you get hit by the pencils and you have to go back. So if you just walk along it, you are at the correct speed. I'm gonna have to wait for this lightning. Like so. And then I'm going to the top bit and I'm going to try and get Leap of Faith. And I died getting it, unfortunately. That's a shame. Oh dear. This is not a very good screen, I'm afraid. We'll try and get it again now, because it is a cool strat. I'm not defeated by one mistake. There. That was what I was meant to do, but I jumped too soon and died. Okay. And now we go into Space Mama's Crater, which is the final level of Pixie City. There is quite an awkward cage at the first cage of this screen. So I nearly said the second cage, but I meant the first cage is quite an awkward one, because it's amongst a bunch of yin-yans. There is a faster way of doing it than my way, but hopefully at least I get it first time. It's a pain when you keep missing it. I'll show you what I mean when I get there. And here we just gotta punch through all the anti-tunes. And then jump through all this. Do a little speed dock there. Could have carried it a little further than that. But it is what it is. So now we go up. Do not go down because there's nothing down there on this version. There is on the PC version, but not on the PlayStation version. And here's our first cage in a very annoying spot. And I didn't get it first time, so I'm gonna have to time this. Okay, we got it second time. Well timed. Sometimes you can spend so long on that section and it's so frustrating. But I got it down pretty quickly. And here we have to jump over the end sign, because if we don't, we miss this cage. Definitely a spawn that can easily catch you out. Also, there's a really hard strat here called the Stormer Skip, which I've tried so hard to learn, but I've not been able to ever get it, so I'm gonna have to go the normal way. But I'm going to do a tether to get on the sharpener easily, like that. Yeah, that end sign is very cool. And I just did a little bit of speed docking across those red rings to get there quickly. This is a hard section. Like you have to jump at a very correct point in order to clear it. Nice. Okay, I got the spike. I got the yin yang skip, which is really hard to get. That was really cool. I've rarely ever got that. It's nice to get it in a marathon. And then there's another cage down here, which is our last cage of this screen. And now, when I get up to this top section where the ink was, I'm just going to actually walk, because if you run, you overshoot. So then I can just drop down here nice and quick. And because I walked off that slope, I actually got a speed storage, which I'm now going to use on this little sharpener here to bypass this section completely. Then I'm going to hang on that ledge there to avoid me going the left route completely. Oops. Oh dear. It's fine, there's a tree down below. Then there's another cage up here. As soon as this spawns, you have to go back. And then you have to jump on this cloud and spawn another cloud. And another. And then you have to spawn a cage. Then you have to go in the sharpener. And then on another cloud and get this cage. Lots of spawning on this screen. And then we're going to go through this tough section of spikes of death. If you go wrong even slightly on those spikes, you're pretty much dead. There's no coming back. Unless you're lucky and you land back on the nails there. And I'm going to try and get this skip here. Nice. Where you, as you saw, grab the ring as it spawns. It's very tight. And the main thing is I'm going into this next boss fight with maximum health, so I can go for some damage abuses here. So immediately, you have to crouch in the corner, because if you do not crouch, this washing machine is gonna come and pow you. Oh no. Then I have to damage her before she gets to me. I think I might have missed the damage there for missing her. No, I didn't. And I'm very lucky that she didn't get to me. Sometimes she just doesn't get knocked back and you just take damage. And I'm going to do a damage abuse now. It's really precise. I have to jump in between her gun. Ah, I missed the punch, unfortunately. I was slightly too low. It's a hard damage abuse. I will try another one or two though. And now we're on a phase where she spawns lots of saucepans to try and kill me. And we have to wait ages. A fun bit for the speedrun. This is a very Resident Sleeper boss, by the way. It's a really long boss. Like, I think a good split for this boss, if you're doing single splits like me, is like 2 minutes and 30. If you get all the damage abuses. It's that long a boss fight. And here we have to run as quickly as we can to avoid the saucepans. You have no time to hang around. Literally spam the saucepans. Okay, and this phase, I have to punch her every time she shoots her 4th shot at me. And that's the 4th shot there. Basically, it becomes hittable on the 4th shot. And then I duck as the laser apparently just comes really low. I'm gonna try another damage abuse now, because why not? I don't like where this is positioned though. Okay, I got one, but I took 1 extra damage in the end. The main thing is I used to got 1 damage abuse. And that's Space Mama. Down. And now we're on, I think, a level that not a single runner likes. The dreaded Crystal Palace. I'm gonna try my best to not die here, but don't be surprised if I die here. Just don't. I'm gonna death abuse here as well and get this cage. Dead. And now this is where it gets hard. There's some speed docks I can do here. And I'm gonna try and get some good ones. Oh no, I died. Darn, I was too low. I'm gonna come back in and get my speed fist again. Let's try that again. I'm gonna take this. I'm just gonna have a bit of safety, I think. Because this screen terrifies me. Ah, I nearly got the fast strat. I'm actually, you know, I'm still attempting hard stuff, and that's brave, so. Okay, I guess I can't complain with 2 deaths. I've had many more than that before. And that's the first screen of Crystal Palace done. As you saw there, like towards the end of the screen, I really picked up some speed with this speed dock strat I was telling you about. Oops. 1 bit. So, on this one here that doesn't have a ting, it's actually a cage down here that you need to get. It's basically tells you that there's something down there because they didn't put a ting there. Not completely obvious, but it gives you a little bit of a signal that there's something different about this. I'm gonna take the checkpoint. This is not a screen I want to die on, to be fair. Okay, I got the damage abuse through that spike, but not the first time. Then I'm gonna jump back here and spawn this cage. Normally, you'd be made to go on that low cloud there to spawn the cloud, but I actually just jumped to that activation point. And now we're on a long ride to the next cage. Hello, Manny. How are you doing today? I hope you're having a great day. So here we have to wait for a cloud to spawn. It's like on a cycle where it disappears and reappears, so... And this bit's pretty scary too. Okay, good. I got a good tether. Oh no, oh no, no, no. Darn! Okay, I'm glad I took the checkpoint, like I said. That was unfortunate, that hit me. That would have been so clean if I got that. And now I don't have a speed fist. I'm gonna get that speed fist, because I need it. Okay, there, this was quite a sloppy Crystal Palace, but that's pretty normal for me. And for most runners, actually. It's a really hard level. But we're through. We're through. Caves of Scops is very, very unforgiving. Like, one mistake and you're dead. Now we're on a rating screen, so if there's any donations, call them out, because I have to wait for this guy to give me a Firefly.
Currently there are no extra donations, but do remember guys, we are trying to raise money for Mind UK, so if you do want to donate to a fantastic charity who is trying to raise awareness about mental health and get people with mental health issues the care and support that they need, then just do !donate in the chat and you will be able to donate through our Tiltify.
Cool. So there, this is the only dark screen in this game, and it's hard to know where to go first time. I mean, I still make mistakes on it, like I just did, so... It's a hard screen, for sure. It's just, you have to have good muscle memory on this screen, and I just unfortunately was not in the correct place there. So I got hit by the anti-tune, and I did again. Oh dear. But you can get a health refill here from the life that spawns there. Okay, we're through this annoying screen. Unfortunately, I don't think I have enough health for the next screen, so I'm just going to death abuse this. I don't like taking 2 health into this screen. You should have at least 3 on this screen. It's so hard with this. Oh no, that's not good. I guess I'm gonna have to risk it then. Oh no. Okay, I think I'm in big trouble here. I'll try and not die, but I don't know. If I don't, I'll be surprised. I'm gonna get the backup life if I do make this. That's a really horrible section, by the way, like, they really put those spikes in a horrible place. They were very ruthless with those spike placements. It's just a ruthless game. And now I'm going to do a tether all the way to this ring. Then I'm going to punch it as I come up so I get on the cloud instantly. That's a hard section at first as well. Like, anyone who tries to learn this speedrun will have trouble with that section. First time. Guaranteed. Then I'm going to speed dock all the way to the left. It was a rather slow one, but I still gained some speed. Like if you were to watch the top runner do this, they would be absolutely flying to that section. Yep, this is definitely life. So I had to spawn. I had to go back to spawn a cage there. If you don't, you just have to come back, and you don't want to come back to eat a toes because it's long. I'm now going to do a damage abuse here, just so I can skip that section completely. Also, welcome, Jam. So there's a life I can get to refill my health if I jump over this spike here. And now what we need to do is stay left, because all these rocks spawn, and if you don't stay left, you're dead, because those spikes are insta-kill spikes. Now I'm going to do a little damage abuse here by turning around on that, straight down to the end sign. This next screen is also kind of the rating on a lot of things, so there's not a lot to say here, just dodge everything that comes my way. Now this cycle of crystals here can desync if you turn around incorrectly. Like I could have actually just done it there by accident. If you turn left too much, you can desync that cycle, and there's no way of dodging them. And for this bit, you just wait in the middle. Do not stand on the edges. You will get hit by those rocks and you will die. And now I'm going to do one little speed duck across this. And now I'm just going to duck, because there are nasty spikes there. Basically, on this screen, if you just get hit once, you're dead. And then I have to jump to these things to spawn a cage. And now I have to jump up all these clouds. And now we are back to Joe's screen with some rather cool music. Hello there, Joe. So we're gonna do a few skips here. Here's the first one I'm gonna do. I'm gonna damage abuse the spike as he pushes it. Then I'm going to hover all the way here. And then I'm gonna throw my fish as that cage spawns and hit it instantly. Now I have to be quick and dodge this guy. Some more speed ducks are used here. Another damage abuse here. Speed duck. Oh no, I was too short. That's a shame. I nearly got it perfectly there. So you would just speed duck and jump for both of those sections. Let's try and get it this time then. Okay, there we go. Now I've got it. And that's this notoriously hard screen. Like, first time this screen is going to give you a really, really hard time. I'm sure many people got stuck on that screen like I did as a kid. Never knew where to go. I never knew how to tackle the screen because of the fish. I can't think what those sort of fish are with their big teeth, but catfish. So I'm going to be doing some more speed docking here to get past this screen fast. Thank you. So I'm opting for the death abuse here because I think it's faster for me, but it's probably not faster. Then there's another cage down here. This screen has cages tightly compacted together. Then I jump up here, down to this ledge, get the final cage. And that is actually our final cage in the run, by the way. Now it's just bosses and Mr. Dark's there. That's a shame. I didn't catch the cycle. Oh no. Careful. This is a horrible section. These red crystals are hard to time, and I actually got that in the end. Not the way I would have done it. And now we're into our final sub-boss before Mr. Dark. He is Mr. Scops. And he's quite a meme actually in the Rayman community. As Gene the Soju. Oh no, I did that wrong. Okay, I messed up there. I thought the thing would be in the left, but it wasn't. So we're not going to go for that again. I mean, I haven't game over yet, but I'm as close to a game over as it gets. There's 5 continues, by the way. So now I'm going to jump out. Oh god, I'm dead, I think. Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing. Oh dear. Choke. I jumped too soon. It's okay, I've still got 11 minutes to go. It happens. This is my first marathon and I think I'm handling it quite well, given everything going on. So what I was meant to say is, as he comes towards me... Oh, I've done it again! Ah! I've got to stop choking. This is really embarrassing now. I'm really sorry that this is happening so late into the run. I wouldn't want this of any speedrunner. I'm just gonna focus now. So that's what I was meant to do, jump out, punch and then hover, but I kept accidentally hovering and then punching. It's just... small mistakes kill you in these boss fights. Yeah, I'm still doing a solid one, really. So here I deliberately waited because if you rush too much, you actually hit his claw and he just flings you back into the lava and you die. Never rush that section. And now we're actually in the actual boss fight, where we use our fist to guide his beam back towards him, as you can see there. Had I not made these mistakes, I could have potentially still done a sub 130, but I think because of those 3 deaths, it's not a thing now. So this final health, he comes really close to do, so you have to really throw it like immediately, like that. Otherwise he just hits you. Okay, and now we go to Mr. Dark's there, which is a land made completely of candy and deliciousness. It is Candy Chateau. And the first screen is a hard one. It's the pan screen, where you are basically jumping over things whilst riding on a pan, and if you get it wrong, you're pretty much dead. So I'm gonna focus here. Oh, I think I'm too fast. Oh no, I managed. Very good, I didn't die. So now I want to do something cool that... there's Dark Rayman on this screen, but I want to despawn him. So what I did there is I jumped left and then jumped right. It's like maybe a second time loss, but it despawns Dark Rayman. It's a really cool thing, and it just makes the screen completely safe. And I did despawn him, so it's quite cool. And now I have no danger, because there is one part of this level that can be just trolly, like this cloud here, this one I just jumped on. Oh, okay, there we go. If that happened, I would have maybe been in trouble from Dark Rayman. That cloud can sometimes not be made, and it's too high. Bad RNG. I think my worst duck is like 5 times in a row where I don't get to jump on that cloud. But because I despawned Dark Rayman, I had no danger, so... Dark Rayman mimics your movements like 2 or 3 seconds before. And now on the clown screen, my movements are reversed now. So left is right and right is left. And I'm going to do a little clown skip strat here. And I think I messed it up. I did, unfortunately. So I'm going to try and go for damages. Okay, I got it. I didn't get clown skip, but I got damages afterwards. It cuts off an entire section of the level with like a frame perfect landing. Uh-oh. Okay, I'm good. I'm good. That was definitely done wrong, but I'm alive, so... Okay, so there... everything is reversed here until I get to Mr. Dark and he basically removes the curse from me. And now, instead of having reverse movements, I'm constantly being made to move. Like, I have no control now. And I'm gonna go down here and get maximum speed. If you jump off of the like cake icing, it kills all the speed. And now on the final boss fight. Here we are at Mr. Dark. So yeah, I'll wait until I get to the phase actually displaying that. But for now, we're just dodging balls of fire, ducking in and out of stuff. You could risk Gene, but no one has ever done it. I'll explain about the 58 frame hit when I get to the phase. By the way, this is the best music. At least I find it the best music. Thank you, Nanak. I've had a lot of fun, despite a few late game mistakes. I've had a lot of fun. So for this boss, I could hit him up to 3 times when he throws his fist. Unfortunately, I hit the armored spot. And again, it's really hard, I think. At least I'm getting double. Oh no, I didn't get double that time. And for this phase, just keep punching her, then she won't shoot you. And for this final phase, if I punch on the 58th frame after I hit him, I can hit him again. And there's a 58th frame hit there. I got double damage. So I got a double. And again. And that's time. I got 3 double hits in that final boss fight. So 3 58 frame hits.
You've done it. You've saved the world.
So congratulations.
Yep.
On completing your run. How do you think it went?
Well, I'm underestimate, so I think it went good.
That is a very solid response. Before we move on to the next run, do you have any parting words that you want to say before we head off to our intermission screen?
Me or the viewers? Me or the viewers?
Oh, you.
Me,
Do you have anything that you want to like? Anyone you want to thank or?
Yeah, I want to for a big thanks to the Rayman community for all the things they found and whatnot, and some of them have contributed today, so I especially thank them for that as well. Yeah, and other than that, this one could have gone better if I didn't die like 3 times and missed the scops, but I still would underestimate, so I'm happy for my first one, and I wish the next one had the best of luck in his one too. So, yeah.
Well, with that being said, the next runner is going to be JKX Wing with Yoku's Island Express 100%. We're going to go to our intermission screen and be back very shortly. Thanks a bunch.
Bye everyone, and thank you.